What's guys, this is your friend captaindrs back with another video of krsndrs, and in this video we're gonna be talking about the Samsung's budget type of sector, which is Samsung Galaxy A series, M series and F series. We're gonna talk about some of the factors which are good about the Samsung smartphones and what's going on with the smartphones also in this today's video. So without any further ado, let's quickly get started. In this video, we're going to be talking about some of the factors of why the Samsung Galaxy A, M and F series are kind of really good. Exceptionally, the M series and F series are kind of lacking in a lot of efforts from the Samsung itself. And as per me, the A series is getting itself with a way of a mid-range flagship and trying to convey us that we are the new flagships of the Samsung's budget side. The M series is kind of having itself the affordable type of factor only, trying to convey itself that we are okay in this price point around a budget type of sector. Even with the A series, A0 series and the A1 series, A10 series basically, they come under a very affordable price point. Talking about the Samsung Galaxy F series, this F series is kind of don't know what they are doing. At a first glance, when they introduced, it was targeting some sort of around 10 to 20,000 INR range, but afterwards, it has kept itself in a way of showing nothing to us, and then we are able to see some of the phones coming in a really huge amount. And as for me, it was something like that. Samsung was having a lot of ideas in their head, so they decided to came up with the F series, and A for awesome, M for monster, and F for the fabulous. They have targeted this three names for their this complete series. So yeah, let's see what are the things which I like a lot about this three of the series, and what are the things which are should be improved to get a lot of market capture. But it's a Samsung way of doing. That's the reason we're gonna talk about each and everything. I talked about the Samsung Galaxy A series in a couple of bits ago that it's a kind of awesome, but in a way of that we are the Samsung budget flagships. And to be frank, they are not a budget now. It was in the past than when the Samsung Galaxy A5 series were actually introduced. A50s and A30s were just introduced. It was a kind of affordable that under around 20 to 25k you can get each and every Samsung Galaxy A series at that price points. And to be frank, it was a really good way of Samsung introduces Samsung Galaxy A series. But now the Samsung Galaxy A34 and the A54, the latest and the greatest. I will be talking about the Samsung Galaxy A10s and the A0s in a bit, but this both are kind of aggressively kept higher in the price point. That the Samsung Galaxy A54 is around 40k INR, the high-end variant, and if you spend a bit more, then you can get a Samsung Galaxy FE series based smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S series, or around which is their FE series Fan Edition, which is kind of affordable with a lot of factors of the Samsung Galaxy S series, which is again a really nice thing on the top of it, that you will be able to enjoy Samsung Galaxy desk version also, and Samsung's that complete version of the Android will be there, and complete version of the One UI will be there, which is again a really nice thing. A lot of updates might be coming on that are more enough than the Samsung Galaxy A and the M series, or A series basically, this A54 or A34. But sometimes even that FE series is under that price point, which is again a confusion thing what to get. But in some sort of manners, the Samsung Galaxy A54 is eventually better. They're targeting itself with the Exynos processor, which is, I believe that they are doing a really good job. And a lot of new smartphones which are coming from the Samsung nowadays are powering itself with the Exynos processor, and A34 was using the MediaTek Dimensity 1080, again a really good processor at that price point as per the Samsung, and has if a Samsung, and in the A54 they are powering itself with the Exynos processor, which is having a lot of optimization and a lot of coolness on the top of it, that in a way it is also producing itself a new customer of the Samsung into the Exynos series, that the Exynos trust is been so regained, and Exynos is improvising itself to us in a lot of new type of factors, which is again a really nice thing, has per me liked by me. But in a lot of factors that the E series was targeting is now moved to a bit, and has seen a lot of smartphones coming in that price point too. So yeah, Samsung trying to come into the competition again. Samsung Galaxy A24 and A14, the budget type of targeting devices came up. This two of the phones are, as per me, good. The A14 was having the Exynos processor again, and A24 is powered by the outside processor. This is the MediaTek Helio G99. Again, a really good processor, as if in the 4G sector. But there is a kind of a, a thing that people might won't be getting this guy, because the Samsung Galaxy A14 and the A24 is gradually priced in a way that A14 is trying to convince to go ahead with the A24, and because it is having a G99, it will be aggressively priced around 20k INR, and that guy is under 15k INR. I didn't remember actually, but yeah, it was the price that when it was introduced. But in a way that sometimes in a sale that the 5G version might be coming in a aggressively priced, and the 4G version might be coming in an aggressive price. A24 was making a sense when it was powering itself with a Helio G99, but as for me, the Samsung way of doing, I just forgot at that moment, but now I remember that Exynos, or you can say the outside processor, they are completely targeting itself in the another way that we might be confusing and lacking behind in a way. But if you are into the 5G and you don't have a lot of productivity work on the top of your smartphone, then I believe that you should go with the E14. That cameras are okay. A24 is doing a lot of in the camera sector also, and a lot of in the display and everything. But the E14 is lacking behind a lot of in the 4G connectivity is there. So I believe that if you don't have a lot of 5G connectivity in your area, and you want something which is aggressive, and you can do rely on that guy for a couple of time, then you can go ahead with the A24. But yeah, if your connections are good in the 5G and you wanted to hop, then you don't have any option, go ahead with the A14 5G. Anyways, the A0 series and the A10 series, these are good, and they are powering a lot of, even that a lot of users prefer this A0 series and the A14 series. You can see the A10 series, because they are really good and affordable. I've seen a lot of people telling me that you should go ahead with this smartphone, but I have experience with the Samsung from a lot of time, and I am also onto the Samsung's M series based smartphone. We're gonna talk about it in a bit, but yeah, those are kind of say seen by me in a lot of ranges, around a lot of when I'm traveling by the roads, and even in the people on the airplanes. This A series and the A0 series, A10 series and the 0 series have been so seen by me in a lot of foreign people and a lot of local people, which is kind of say really nicely advertised the phones. And even Samsung don't spend a lot of advertising market on advertising campaigns on this guy. Just a normal event, or sometimes not an event, they post we have a new smartphones, but these phones are aggressively sold in the offline sectors because of the pricing basically. Coming to the Samsung Galaxy M series and F series. See, I am been to the M series based smartphones due to only and only one factor, Samsung Galaxy M31 as was that, which was powered by the Sony's IMX sensor. The 64 megapixel main sensor was on this guy, and a lot of attractive features were there. 6000 mAh battery was there, and AMOLED screen was there. Again, a lot of things are really good about this smartphone in this today's time. Exynos processor 9611, 9601, whatever they were powering at that moment were okay, but the Samsung's way of service was very good, and I had a really good trust on the Samsungs that made me hop on this guy. Anyways, talking about the M series and the F series, this both the series are kind of say having its own way of twists and turns. As for me, if you are onto the monster battery, or you can say a lot of new type of stuff, then go ahead. Need a big battery, then it was when it was introduced, the Samsung Galaxy M series was really perfect for that. Big battery, big camera, big display, everything big. It was really good. But now the F series is also capping itself with a big amount of battery of 5000, 6000. 5000 is coming in this range, 6000 is there. which is kind of really nice. I believe that the Samsung Galaxy M51 was only the Samsung phone that was 7000 mAh battery. I didn't remember if there is any other. If no, let us know in the comment section. Basically, it will start a new conversation. Anyways, so I talked about that Samsung has a really good trust in the market, and that's the big reason that M series and F series are having good success in a budget sector. Even they are providing the water drop notch, or you can say that U vision notch. Then also people are crazy about the smartphones. But still, if you wanted to convey yourself what type of M series and the F series does, as for me, monster and fabulous. That's all. As per the Samsung's way of doing. And the kind of say why you should be hopping on this guy. In a budget sector, very few of the brands are there who provides everything as per me, the everything as per the price point, and also the software updates. You can get everything as per the price point, or you can say under the price point, but the software updates and the security patches are really there on those phones. If I talked about a lot of examples are there, there is kind of the same Motorola is there in this price point around 0 to 40k, or you can say the 45k. There is Samsung smartphones are there. We're gonna keep in that Samsung aside. Samsung, Infinix, Techno is there also. Redmi Xiaomi is kind of improving in a sense, which is kind of say really nice. They are trying to conveyance with a lot of security and patches and stuff of the updates, which is again a nice thing and has for me liked by me a lot. If you wanted to get me onto, then security patches and the software updates are must on your smartphone. In the past, Samsung's policy of the software updates were kind of completely okay. If I do have to say so, check out a video of my testing this Samsung Galaxy M31s if you wanted to know more about the policy of what they were trying to convey at that moment and what is currently going on. And to be frank, currently the Samsung's policy is of software updates is really good. They tell us what type of updates your phone gonna be receiving, what type of time span your phone will be having the software updates, and that is really good. And Samsung is a big brand. They can't roll in a way that we will be giving 10 or 20 years of updates and by the 2 years you won't get it. Samsung is a big brand, so they promise and they have to and should be giving that stuff on the top of it. Again, the cameras are kind of say the real big point of selling of the Samsung smartphones, and the display again on the top of it. Samsung is making its own display and the cameras, which is again a really nice thing. And the one of the another factor on the top of it, the user experience of the Samsung's One UI is really good. I've seen a lot of users who use budget type of sector based smartphone. They get a lot of confusions and a lot of unnecessary notifications on the top of the smartphone. As for me, that should be a really bad thing, and I personally don't like to see unusual notifications or unusual stuff on my browser. So that should be a convincing way to disable, and Samsung has that stuff on the top of it. But yeah, the daily hunt is still on the Samsung's, but you can disable that, but many users don't know how to do that, so it is so. I don't use it anything like that on top of my screen, so I'm telling you, some people like to use the daily hunt and something like that on the screen. It's completely up to that. But yeah, there are still some down points which we gonna be talking in a bit. But yeah, that's are some of the reasons. Displays are good and Samsung makes something which is their own. Samsung displays are there, Samsung cameras are there, which makes their smartphones sell really fastly. Why people might be getting onto hopping to the new options in that price point? The one of the biggest reason which is the price point is Samsung is kind of a getting into the aggressive price point from a lot of time due to that trust in the market has for me. And if you know the Samsung Galaxy A34, that's an expensive based smartphone. At that price point you can get a really easily a punch hole camera. The designs are kind of say a lot of people look a smartphone for the design, again a really unusual factor, but still considered by a lot of users. But you can get a punch hole camera at that price point in compared with the A34, which it is selling at the price point, which is again one of the reason why the phones are missed. So 1 year core versions are there on this some of the phones of the Samsung's A, M, and F series, which is again a limitation to a lot of things on the Samsung big series based smartphones. But currently they are pushing a lot of new stuff on the things, which is their long security, which was completely for the flagship, which is coming on to some of the features have been so cut it off, and secure folder is also coming on the top of it. Again, some of the things which are kind of improvising and stuff, but in some of the ways the Samsung Galaxy text isn't coming on this, guys. So there are the people who don't like that type of stuff, but it won't be coming. See, if you get each and every features on the Samsung Galaxy A, M, and F series, then how the S series or C series based smartphones will be sold. It's kind of a marketing gimmicky to get into the budget type, then get into our flagship type, something like that. But a lot of sector price is the main reason. As for me, I don't see a lot of other reasons, and the design at the price point is again a really big reason. At A14, if I do have to say so, it has a chunky bezels at that price point, and sometimes you can get a slimmer bezels, or you can say sometimes even a punch hole. But yeah, this guy is having the 5G connectivity, again attractive manner of selling the phone. But yeah, design at the price point and the price point are the two main factors as per me which affects the Samsung's sales on the smartphone. If you know any other reason, comment, let us know, we will start a good conversation. That's it for this video. Samsung Galaxy A, M, and F series, which are kind of aggressively budget type of Samsung Galaxy series. If you have any questions, then commenting in the description gonna be appreciating. I will be trying our best to answer, and if a lot of questions will be there, might be new video will be coming on. Like, share, subscribe, gonna be appreciating. Pressing bell icon, you will be staying tuned for more amazing things like this. This was Captain Drs. You're watching krsndrs. I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe, stay connected. Peace out.